What's up, guys? Ronnie Cruz here with another episode of Dream Builders Club. Today I want to talk about managing your time in your network marketing business, right? I think this is a pretty crucial topic because when we first get into network marketing, it's something brand new, right? And so sometimes it's hard to figure out how to juggle or how to squeeze it in to an already busy life, right? Like on top of having a full-time job, and on top of having a family, on top of everything that's going on right now in life. Now we've got this business that we have to kind of squeeze in, right? So time management is tremendously important, and if you can't get a handle on it, then it's going to be super difficult to get any momentum and to get your business going, and it's going to be super difficult to maintain your sanity, right? Because if your time isn't managed well, you're just going to be running around like a chicken without a head. So this is a pretty important topic. The first place to start is realize that you have to work at least 10 to 15 hours a week in your business, right? That's part-time. Starting off, obviously, I'm aware that most people will have a full-time job, so you have to squeeze it in as a part-time gig. The thing is, it won't happen with anything less than 10 to 15 hours, right? If you're doing 5 hours a week in your business, that's not going to work, because it's not going to be enough time and energy spent to get any real momentum going in your business, right? It's going to be a lot of stop and start. And yeah, you won't be able to create the kind of momentum that will give you a business that will result in a business that will give you financial freedom, right? So it's got to be 10 to 15 hours a week part-time, because as your team grows, obviously you're going to need to spend time not only doing your own presentations and talking to people that you're trying to get in as customers or as business builders, but you're also going to have to support your growing team, right? The members, your business builders that are coming in. So 10 to 15 hours minimum, guys. And if you think about it this way, like if you're looking for extra income, a lot of times, we turn to outside of this profession, before getting into this profession, we turn to getting a part-time job, like getting a part-time gig, wherever it might be. Usually it's retail, right? In a retail situation, it wouldn't make sense for you to just work 5 hours a week, right? It just doesn't make sense, because that would not be worth your time at all. I mean, you'd be making like $50 after taxes, if that, right? So like, what's the point of getting a part-time job if you're only going to work 5 hours a week? So if you think about it that way, a decent part-time job and decent part-time hours to make it worth your time is going to be at least 10 to 15 hours a week, right? So think about it that way for your network marketing business. For it to be worth your time, especially long-term, you got to put in 10 to 15 hours a week, and you're going to get much better results long-term than you would at a part-time job, right? So just make sure you're investing that amount of time in your business, and it'll pay off, right? The second thing is multitasking. Stop multitasking. This drives me crazy, because what's happening when you multitask is you're programming yourself to take on and do as many things at once, right? The problem is, the efficiency is gone, right? Like, that's the first step. Efficiency completely goes away, because if you're doing, for instance, if you're doing 5 10-minute tasks, right? It'll take you like an hour and a half if you're doing 5 10-minute tasks at once, as opposed to doing them all individually and just checking them off one by one, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense, because you're juggling all this stuff. The inefficiency comes from trying to do multiple things at once, but it also comes from trying to mentally do multiple things at once. Like if you're in the middle of doing something and you have to change your mind, your thought process to start doing something else, then that's going to slow you down, man. Like, our brains can only focus on one thing at a time, right? And if you have to refocus every 2 minutes, then again, those 5 10-minute tasks is going to take you an hour and a half, as opposed to taking you 50 minutes if you do them one at a time, right? So efficiency is lost when you multitask, and 2, prioritization is lost, right? Like we lose sight of what's the most important thing to do first, right? And so therefore, sometimes that most important thing gets pushed off to the end, and sometimes may not even get done because you run out of time, right? You end up, like when you multitask, you end up doing the things feeling like you're okay, I'm going to knock out the simplest things at once while I'm juggling all this stuff, and then you end up not doing the most important of those things. So prioritization is much more important than multitasking, right? Because you want to knock out the most important things first. You want to tackle those things first. And in our business, it's contacting and inviting, which is, you know, meeting new people and making phone calls, inviting people to see a presentation, presenting, obviously, and collecting a decision. Those are the most important rainmaking activities. Checking emails, organizing your pamphlets, you know, checking your back office, seeing what the volume is like, you know, deleting spam, you know, all this stuff. Like those things can wait. All that stuff can wait. You know, organizing your receipts from yesterday's event or whatever, you know what I mean, from your travels, like those things can wait. Focus on your business, maximizing your time doing those fundamental things, those three fundamentals, which we've talked about on this channel before: contact, inviting, presenting, and collecting a decision, right? Yeah, multitasking, just stop doing it, right? So that's two. The third thing then would be is to look at your calendar and look at your schedule on a week-to-week basis, and see where those times are going to be that you can devote to your business, right? Like, you have to be methodical about that, because otherwise it's not going to get done, right? Like, it can't just be done when it's convenient. Again, that's stop and start is not going to allow you to create enough momentum in your business. Success never came from convenience, right? So you have to really commit to blocking out, this is the 2 hours today, on Monday that I can do this business. This is the 2 hours on Tuesday. This is a 1 hour on Wednesday, 2 hours here, and here, right? Like, block those out, and make sure you commit to them, regardless of whether or not you have anybody that's coming to your presentation or anything like that. You make business happen in those times. Again, treat it like it's a part-time job. If you don't clock in, then you don't get paid, right? And if you don't clock in enough times, if you do enough no-shows, you're going to get fired, right? Right? So commit. Look at your calendar Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday. Like, I always like to take Sunday off, but, you know, Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday, and block out those specific times for your business, right? And make sure nothing else gets in the way of that. Again, if you're at a part-time job, you can't do anything else, right? So treat your business like a job, right? Treat it like a part-time job. And ultimately, if you do that consistently for long enough time, then it's going to really start to pay off, and that commitment level that you're putting in, that energy that you're putting in, it's going to start paying off. It's going to start tipping the scales, right? Like, you're going to start off working a lot harder in the beginning, and getting paid very little. But ultimately, again, that consistency for the long term, those scales will start to tip, and you'll be getting paid a lot more, and working less, right? So those are kind of some of my suggestions and you know, advice as far as time management. I honestly, it's an uncomfortable topic for me because I've never really been good at time management. I like, my brain isn't structured that way. So I've had to really kind of get on myself to make sure I do that, especially now that we're doing, like, I'm juggling multiple things at once. You know, on top of you know, building my team and building my organization and my business, I'm doing all, you know, we're doing all this online stuff with Dream Builders Club. You know, I'm training. I'm constantly training for half marathons, and I might commit to doing a marathon. We'll see what happens. But, you know, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm trying to you know, release an album by the end of the year. So now it's like more than ever, it's so important for me to kind of block out time and really be more structured with my time, because otherwise I'm never going to get anything accomplished, right? And same thing for you. You know, especially if at the beginning of your network marketing career, you want to make sure that you devote and you commit to 10 to 15 hours a week. Block those times out in your calendar, and don't let anything stop you from doing business during those times. I guarantee you that's gonna really help you create that momentum that you're looking for in your business, right? Okay, so that's it on this topic. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about this, like I said, leave a question in your comments below. If you like it, leave a great comment, and that would really help us out. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe. If there's some people that you think this video might help, pass it on to them. We're trying to get the word out here for our YouTube channel, so any help that you could give us would really be appreciated. But really, bottom line is thank you guys just for watching and just for tuning in on a regular basis, for those of you who catch us on a regular basis. So I appreciate your support, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. So until then, this is Ronnie Cruz signing out. Peace and take care.